Metal Slug.
Top story tonight. What do we have here? Potato camera from Germany. Grundbuch. Down here. Core books, huh? 4th edition core books. What is it? Damn, it's almost like 4th edition is right around the corner. If you have seen the Heywoah Plus thumbnails, you know that you don't have Photoshop. Hey, you know, you gotta work within your means, right? What is it? Restriction breeds creativity. There you go. Surely you're using GIMP though, right? GIMP? No thank you. 2 different versions of core books. One has no words on the cover, the other does. The one without words on the cover, probably a collector's edition thing, aka entirely a waste of money. But some people buy these things. Some people buy them. The collector's edition of the books. I don't make fun of these people, I make fun of this product, I guess, if that's a distinction that matters to anyone. I think a collector's edition of a book that essentially just gets replaced, I don't know, they're already too expensive. I don't know, maybe you just want to fill up your shelf with every edition of Age of Sigmar. I suppose do what makes you happy, I suppose. Anyway, this is on the way. Oh shit, amazing. And some extra images. These are pretty thin little leaflet kind of books. This one's got a Soulblight Gravelord on it. This one's got Celestant Prime on it. I'm seeing some green and some other things on this one. Oh, a map of Gur. What could these be? Are these the indexes people have been talking about? Your guess is probably better than mine. So the Mortal Realms. Little symbols and everything for all the different army types, it looks like, maybe. No more Gur plays. Oh, that's the next bit of news, pardon me. Yeah, so what could these be? Indexes, question mark, exclamation point? Those look like pre-cut pages waiting to be bound into a cover. Yeah, because if you'll know, it says Allotac down here. A little CMYK down here. That's a print colorizing for cyan, yellow, magenta, black, which is how they print physical media in the before times. Before there was such a thing as the internet. Or in Games Workshop speak, 50, maybe 100 years after, there was no longer a need for it. But, you know, what are you going to do? Could be different sections. But even still, is this a return to the GHBs of old, where they used to have content in them, instead of just new battle tactics, and that's about it? And a few rules for this season that are a little pushy, if I'm honest. I don't know. We shall see. I think Allotac's on more of it than me. On account of this little print stuff down there. Next bit of news. Zoandar Rivenheart, Zondara's Grave Breakers, is a 220 point Soulblight Gravelords. Little unit for one of the side games that I don't pay attention to, that has rules in AOS as well. Single unique. Let's figure out the rules. 220 points, huh? They've been making these things more and more playable as the years moved on. I guess they got tired of making guys with rules in Age of Sigmar that were entirely useless, except for kit bashing with, for the most part. But let's read on. Man's a necromancer keyword. not tied to any sub-faction, it looks like. He is a 1-speller. He's got some wizard bonks. 4s and 4s, 1, 2. Okay. Can't fight. This unit is in 3 of a friendly Gravebreakers before you allocate 4 up. Bodyguard. Wild Incantation. Cast of 7, range of 12. Pick a friendly Deadwalker's unit wholly within range. Till the start of your next turn, unmodified hit rolls of 6. For attacks made by that unit, automatically wound. Do not make a wound roll. Alright. And then these are zombies. Pick 1 gravesite within 3. They can pop out. Wait, if you do roll a die and look up the corresponding effect. Oh, you do something with... Never mind. I rescind my previous statement. This is an ability that cares about grave sites. Interesting. In your hero phase, you can pick 1. You cannot pick the same grave site more than once per battle. Okay, so you have to hoof it to the other grave sites then. Return up to D3. Nothing happens. Or, is within 3, you can pick 1 artifact of power that no hero in your army bears. And then Zandara bears it. And he can bear any number of artifacts in this manner. My man is bearing down. Okay, so this guy can just collect as many artifacts from your book to technically bear as possible. That's interesting. It only works on a 5-up. His spell does what corpse cart does anyway. I think he's trash. It's a woman, you think? I think she's trash. Yeah, I'm taking corpse cart already. I don't like any of this. You have to roll a 5-up. It's not gonna happen. Chill. It is trash. Next. Apologies for the potato quality here, but we're working with leaks. And they still make potato cameras only for leakers, alright? Well, leakers. Also not summonable for whatever reason. Hey, you can't win them all. Next, the Crone Seer's Pariahs. We got battle traits and all the way down to battle tactics and grand strategies and stuff. Interesting. Okay, well, let's take a gander at the foot hero, right? Ahem. Guided by Morhai Heg. Unmodified hit roll for an attack made by a friendly Crone Seer's Pariah 6. Automatically wounds the target, and the rend is improved by 1. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing the automatically wound stuff happening more and more, which is, I think, slightly worse than producing extra hits on 6s. And so you got kind of an in-between where you don't want it to be as good as exploding hits, but not whatever the worst statistical version of that is. But this one increasing rend is quite nice as well. It's also a time saver, though. Auto wounding on 6s just saves you time, which is nice as well, compared to exploding hits anyway. Laden with Prophecy. A friendly prize Cauldron of Blood can be empty or full. Alright, we read this one. We did this one last time. It's like the ogre cauldron, or the maw pot, if you will, except it's better and worse. You know, the maw pot starts the battle full, which means you get to use it once, whereas the cauldron starts the battle empty, which means you can't use it right away, which means it sucks. But When the maw pot is empty, the only way you can refill it is if the enemy moves within 6 of your terrain feature and then dies, which never happens. Approximately 0 times in 100 games has this ever happened. Whereas with the cauldron, you can drive the cauldron towards the enemies and then kill them. You can bring your rules to them, right? And so it's possible to fill this thing up. It's not possible to fill up the maw pot. But it starts full and this starts empty, so maybe we call it even. A friendly full cauldron of blood is a ward of 4 up against wounds caused by shooting attacks. Okay. To me, this is not good. When do you want protection against shooting? Instantly, immediately, before you've even gone. The later you get protection against shooting, the less it matters. And if I could be protected against shooting or melee, I would choose melee 10 times out of 10. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks to target the friendly pariah while it is held within range of a friendly cauldron. Alright. This is good against melee and range down here. Again, you do have to turn it on. You have to fill it up somehow. So you don't start with it, which is a big downside. Things are very front-loaded in AOS. If you have to jump through flaming hoops to get things to work, they're typically bad, or at least worse than if you didn't, obviously. Anyway, if you can fill this thing up, the range is nice. And it really matters. It matters a lot. Bloody Haruspices. Start of any phase, you pick 1 full cauldron of blood within 6 of a friendly Cthulhu. If you do, becomes empty, and she can immediately use the burnt offering. Yeah, we read that before. You get to double burnt offering, if you want, on your opponent's turn, if it's full by emptying it. Skilled Skirmishers. Once per turn in the charge phase, after enemy unit finishes a charge move. On a 3-up, you can immediately retreat 2d6. It's the worst rule in the whole game. I hate it. Full disclosure, I'm a charging army that loses if I can't charge, so obviously I would hate this ability. Runaway Hammer. Coward Hammer. Doomfire Warlocks get this. Friendly, the Croneseer's Doomfire Warlocks have Battle Line and Ward of 6 up. Start the hero phase and carry out this heroic action. Ooh, a special one. Instead of any other heroic action you can carry out. Okay. Pick 1 friendly, the Croneseer's Pariah hero within 9. Then pick 1 other unit within 3 of that hero. The unit suffers d6 mortal wounds that cannot be negated. Then roll a die on a 4-up. Cauldron becomes full. Oh, you have a way of just filling up the cauldron in the hero phase. As long as one of your heroes is within 9 of a... Pick 1 friendly hero within 9 of the cauldron. Then pick 1 other unit within 3 of that hero. So this can be you. You can fill it up right away. It's just very costly to do so. And it's still on a 4-up that it becomes full. Ew. Okay, so you... Let's pretend, okay, it's the first turn of the game. I want to fill up the cauldron. So I choose one of my own guys. Put d6 mortal wounds on them that cannot be negated. And then I roll a die, and the cauldron has a 50-50 shot. Okay. I mean, it's pretty cool when that's an enemy, but that's unlikely to happen. Has to be a unit within 3 of a hero. Damn, it only works on a 4-up. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. I wish that just worked. Yeah, I guess you fish for a 4-up, but every bite at the apple costs you d6 mortal wounds on one of your own units. Think of how impactful that could be. First turn of the game, you go first, and you use this heroic action, and you flip a coin as to whether you're -1 to hit and have a 4-up against shooting against KO or something. Like that coin flip is going to determine possibly whether you win or lose the whole game right there if it's a huge shooting army or something. Geez. I guess you do get a lot of stuff if you fill up the pot and eventually maybe use it if you want. Big risk. The gambler army. Yeah, D6 for on a 4-up it works. Can we make this a D3 on a 2-up it works, or a 3-up? I don't know. That's weird. You're already spending a resource to even try, and you're damaging yourself to even try, and then it's still a 50-50. That's a lot of hoops to jump through. Yeah, witch elves are only like 110 points. That is true. Are you reading it wrong, or can you use that on an enemy unit? You can use it on an enemy unit if you are within 3 inches of an enemy unit with a hero in the hero phase. So, like, basically never. But it's possible. Sometimes it might happen. But in general, you're probably making a decision whether to use it on your own guy. And you're probably not in combat with a hero in Crone Seers during a hero phase. You could be, though. Maybe that's the point. What they want you to do is play like they want Beastclaw to play, where you have 2 Cauldron of Bloods, and you just charge them into combat. And then on the opponent's hero phase, you heroic action D6 mortal wounds them in their own hero phase. And then fill up the pot and become hard to kill. I don't know. Maybe that's what their intent is, maybe. Huron Cauldron satisfies the totality of the requirement on your side. Yeah, well, not the totality of it, but yeah, like I was saying, I think what they want you to do is use your Cauldron of Blood with a hero on it to charge into combat and not die. And then on the opponent hero phase, she just uses it on somebody she's in combat with, right? And so the enemy takes the D6 mortal wounds, and then you fill up the pot during the opponent turn, and now you have a bunch of buffs and stuff. You can't nuke yourself, because it does say other. Pick one other unit within 3 of that hero. So it can't be... If it's just a Cauldron of Blood with a hero on it in the middle of an empty field, you can't choose yourself. But, still. Okay. And then you got Runaway Hammer with the Doomfire Warlocks. Of all the charging armies, isn't the Beastclaw monsters best suited to punish the retreat? Yes, for 2 reasons. One is because this happens after the impact hits that we deliver. So if I'm going to do like 6 mortal wounds to you, that happens before you get to do your retreat, right? And then furthermore, if I wanted to overwhelming charge and follow you, you're rolling 2d6, I'm rolling 3d6, I can probably still land in combat with you and kill you. I don't want to have to waste overwhelming charge on doing that, but I'm able to, versus armies that aren't able to, so it's still a benefit. So, to answer your question, isn't Beastclaw pretty well positioned against this type of annoying ability? Yes. But it's still bullshit. This is like the saddest hero action in the whole world if you fail to roll. You don't get a command point, you don't get heroic healing. Instead, your own guy takes d6 mortal wounds and nothing happens. Let's go. Next page, please. Yeah, it's... So, to talk a little bit more about skilled skirmishers. What you might imagine as far as a tactic, or maybe even a strategy that this opens up, is having 1,000,000 Doomfire Warlocks. And you charge them in, and then retreat them. And now the opponent can't kill them, and it just wastes their time, and they're kind of stuck on their side of the table in their certain area. And so you're kind of body blocking them in a manner. I think is the point. Are Doomfires getting a new War Scroll, or is this just they get this runaway ability? And a ward save. I, like many, haven't looked at a Doomfire Warlock in a long time. I didn't think they were particularly great, but maybe all this stuff opens them up a little more. We could check them out, I guess, but prayer scripture. Augury of Battle is a prayer. There's an answer value of 4, range of 14. Pick one friendly the Crone Seer's pariahs. Wholly within range and visible. Until the start of your next hero phase, unit has a ward of 5 up. Alright. Wholly within 14, 5 up ward, not bad. Improved from the 6 up ward that everybody has. The War Scroll is fine as long as you consider that they are skirmish, cast their one spell, and then die. Yeah, it seems like what they're supposed to do. If there's 10 of them, it's what, 6 mortal wounds, and if there's 5 of them, it's d6. Or am I thinking 5 versus 4 instead of 10 versus 5? Yeah, this is an army of renown. Or a regiment of renown, or whatever it's called. Their problem is range, and their move does not help with spell ranges. Oh, true, yeah. Vorpal Chill, hey, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Appreciate. Thanks for liking my stuff. They don't get any battle traits from their real army, Daughters of Cain, but they get 6 up ward back from Fanatical Faith. So they get it back. They lose it for choosing these rules, and then they get it back because it's in this thing. But they don't have, like, the blood rights table or anything like that. Auspicious Strike is a prayer. There's info of 4. Pick a friendly Crone Seer, wholly within range and visible. So your next hero faces the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with the melee weapon that targets the unit is 1. That targets that unit. The attacking unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the damage characteristic of that weapon after all of its attacks have been resolved. Okay. So if I'm attacking you and you have Auspicious Strike, and I roll a 1 to hit, it means that I take 4 mortal wounds. Damn. This is a good spell for people with negativity bias. With big damage weapons that they suck at rolling hits for. It's me. Okay. But it's yet another thing where if your opponent was going to roll great anyway, it doesn't do anything. But I suppose, if your opponent's gonna roll great anyway, you're gonna lose one way or another. So you must think it's the $5 donation. So true. Thank you, Henya. True, yeah. Is this a horses? Oh, so true, babe. Here's $5. Wings of the Crone Goddess. Prayer that has an answer value of 3. Range of 14. Unit can make a normal move and can fly until the end of the phase. Oh. 3 up prayer, pick one friendly unit. They can make a hero phase normal move that flies. Jesus, as a prayer. Ooh. Damn, that's kind of nice. Hold up, that's kind of nice, though. That's a movement prayer. I got a movement prayer, works on a 4 up to give plus 3-inch move. I like this one more. That's kind of nice, man. Okay. Alright. command trait, Blessing of the Crone. Roll a die each time an enemy unit within 12 of the general receives a command. 5 up. Your opponent must spend an additional command point to receive it. If they choose not to, the command is not received, but the command point is lost. Alright. I hate all command point interactive abilities, but what are we going to do? Within 12 of the general, 5 up only. 5 up only is pretty unreliable. Unless I'm playing against you, then please enjoy rolling the 5 up every single battle round of the whole game. But under normal circumstances, this is pretty unreliable and won't really ever happen. Yeah, Mechrat, the auspicious strike thing. Now both 6s and 1s are kind of kicking back mortal wounds in various ways. The ultimate pincushion thing, dude, your prayers are kind of good in this army. Wings of the Crone Goddess, particularly, I'm loving it. You can make a normal move after this, by the way. It doesn't say you can't. Huge. I like it. Blue. Thanks for showing up to the Sorcerer Supreme tier. That's a big tier, dude. I appreciate it. Your name is Blue. You have a blue star next to your name. And your PFP is the color blue. 10 out of 10. Just as advertised. And then Artifact of Power. Rune of the Weave. Once per battle before carrying out, the blood reveals all heroic action. The bearer can say that they will consult the Rune of the Weave. If they do, add 1 to the... Okay, so it's the old bait and switch. It's the... We'll give you an ability that's stupidly unreliable for no reason, and then force you to take some other thing as a tax to make it slightly less stupidly unreliable. I'm mad. I'm upset. That's stupid. I remember when they did that to ogres. Every ogre book with a million different rules. Fuck you. Hey, Daughters of Cain, Crone Seer players, I feel your pain. Every fucking time. Also, once. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Anyway. Hey, great work. I'll take Arcane Tome, thanks. And then continue to complain about it. Why is this once per battle? You know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I can't really speak on why this is once per battle. I'll tell you when you're older, I guess. Grand Strategy, Destined Deeds. Parenthetical, done dirt cheap. Hasten the Inevitable. When the battle ends, you complete this grand strat if there are 1 or more friendly units wholly within 6 of the long battlefield edge in enemy territory, and more than 6 from your territory. Okay. So if there are 1 unit standing in the corner of the entire battlefield, maybe that deep struck there or something, then you get 3 points. Cool. Yep, this is an automatic win, basically. Battle tactics. Pick 1 enemy within 3. You complete this tactic at the end of the turn if that enemy unit has been destroyed. Okay. This one's harder than it looks because you have to pick something that's already in the hero phase within 3 of one of your Cauldrons of Blood. So your Cauldron of Blood has to be in combat during your hero phase already and not dead. But it should be fairly automatic to acquire this one if the situation arises for you to be able to choose it in the first place. Yeah, the 140 point unit that teleports for free is pretty good there, isn't it? Yeah. Purge the Flock. Pick 1 objective controlled by your opponent. You complete this if you control it and there are no enemy. Okay, yeah, sure. That's the one that everybody wants. Always kill target opponent and stand in a spot. Should be fairly simple. And then Proclamation of Morai Heg. It cuts off at the bottom. Let's see if we can guess. If you used more something. This turn. Yeah, no, it cuts out It cuts out the exact thing that would be any clue. More something than your opponent this turn. And there's a bunch of lines at the top. Wait. The word abilities has a bunch of lines on coming out of the top like grass. Could it be command abilities, maybe? This is like a question mark. I bet it's command abilities because we have proselytize over here for context clues. Which should be very easy. You can use way more command abilities on your own turn than your opponent can use on yours. So that one's fairly automatic as well, if that is indeed what it is. The leaks say that it is command abilities. Okay, Weethawk. Appreciate it. Thanks for the first time chat. It seems that other people are agreeing with you as I look at chat. Branimate said it's commands. Mechrat says it's commands. What are we looking at here? We're looking at Croneseer's Pariah's Army Renown, battle tactics, as well as battle traits. Normal rules are cool. Artifact is trash. Grand Strat is easy peasy. Yeah, and the battle tactics are great. Super easy. This one, not so much. Just because the situation you have to be in to be able to select it is so rare, probably. But if you happen to be in that situation, it's fairly automatic. It's also easy if you go second in the turn and have more command points. Yeah, it's easy in a lot of ways. Just move a Warlock 11.5 inches out and reroll 6 as the charge. Auto run something. Yeah, you can just spend these if you want to spend these, if you want to get them. Very interesting. Okay. Now we do the thing. Okay, what's the best in here? What's the best stuff here? Comparing it to Daughters of Cain, you both get your 6 up. You have this empty or full maw pot thing. Let's pretend it's full. Let's pretend everything goes your way. You can't fail rolls even if you want to. So you're chilling on 4 up wards. Again, shooting. You have a huge aura of -1 to get hit, melee and ranged. Very nice. Cthulhuzilla is double praying, right? Doomfire Warlocks are kind of, I guess, body blocking or something. They still die to everything. That's one of their problems. They have that one spell, but it's short range. They can flee from people, which is quite nice to keep them alive. And then after they flee, it rolls around to your turn, and you're within range of your Mortal Wound spell. So that's alright. But it's not exactly, like a bunch of snake ladies shooting twice a turn or anything. Your prayers are very good. Your battle tactics and grand strats are easy. And your trait and artifact are mostly whatever. This thing, if you roll 5 up, cool. This thing sucks. Yeah, Wings of the Crone Goddess is really good. That's a very good prayer. Augury ain't bad either. Hero phase move, Doomfire Warlocks 14 flying with the prayer, and then their War Scroll spell to those flat 6. Yeah, pretty much, Mechrat. I think that's got to be their intention, I think that's their intention anyway. That's what they want you to do. Kind of new to AOS. Do they release rules outside of the core army books? Unfortunately, yes. This comes in the big campaign supplements that move the story forward, where it's like, oh, Marathi's doing this thing. Oh, there's a Kragnos is an awakened god. He's doing stuff, and they're changing the world. And Nagash is doing upside down pyramid stuff, and it's Texas versus Nagash and stuff like that. They put out campaign supplement books where things happen to move the story, and then they put rules in there so that anyone would buy them. And among those are like new ways to play current armies. Or like a new unit comes out, here's the rules for that guy or something like that. So they do stuff like that. And then you can find all the information online, so you're fine. You would think they would have enough work to do keeping all the core battle tomes relevant. That's the trick. That's the trick. They got to sell you a book, though. You know, the place is falling apart. Is this better than taking Marathi, having the murder rights table, and using a bunch of shoot ladies and stuff? And flappy ladies for battle tactics? The totality of this? I wonder. You don't lose Mind Razor, right? You do lose it. Yeah. You have to use these battle traits instead of the entirety of all your other battle traits. So yeah, you lose your one good spell. In fact, this has no spells at all. No spells whatsoever. It's not, then trash. This is for the poor souls who actually bought all the DOK boxes, and now, yeah, you just, if you keep buying, start collecting Daughters of Cain boxes over the past few years, you probably accidentally have 40 Doomfire Warlocks. So what are you going to do with them? I guess this, right? Ahem. You accidentally just have a bunch of Doomfire Warlocks for free. Now, you got them for free, so that's cool. But, wouldn't it be nice if you could do something with them? Anyway, interesting. There's some neat stuff in here, I think. I'm very jealous of this prayer in particular, among some other stuff. I don't know how great this is compared to normal DOK, though. I'd be interested in playing against this on TTS, though, just to see what it's about. Any Daughters of Cain players that are sick of winning? I mean, sick of playing Marathi and Bow Snakes? Post in Discord for a future TTS game. I want to see what it's like. I want to play against it. Yeah, a lot of shenanigans over here. I guess it'll all depend on like how durable your stuff is with Cauldron of Blood circles, I guess. Yeah, maybe a little corn. It feels a little bit of corn, I think. Yeah, post in TTS online games sometime. It won't be tonight, but I'm interested in playing against this. Mostly because I like playing the game and I want to play against new stuff. Pray to hopefully win. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. I believe that's all the news. That's all the Age of Sigmar news that we have available today. Next up is Tournament of Champions.